All right, so earlier in the day, I came across this house and it was daytime, and I was trying to go to a compound to the left up the road. And this is a country home on a kind of a main road coming just north of a big town. Anyway, so I came across this house. I was on my way on my little mission, and I heard some commotion inside. So I knew there was somebody in there, so I kind of just made note of it and bugged out and went about my mission. Well, I came back later in the night because I wanted to do a little recon mission to kind of study this building further. Really, my only objective was just to take pictures, some screenshots, kind of get the layout of the place, see where the gate is exactly, how it's looking, and then just report it back to my teammate who wasn't online at the time. So here I am taking some recon photos on the other side of the road in this field, and there are a few trees and bushes scattered about where I can kind of remain in cover. I am wearing a ghillie suit. And so I start making my way north up the road, still on the other side of the road, taking pictures, trying to get a 360 view of the entire building. Then I cross the road, and this is a picture of the front gate. This is the only place where he has gated. There's one way into this house. I guess there is some windows or maybe even a back door, but he has boarded them up. So this is the way in, and you can tell once I get a little closer that the gate is only half finished. The lower half is not completed yet. And I kind of expected this because when I was laying on the other side of the road, I came across a log laying by the base of a tree. So obviously he's been cutting wood around the house trying to build that fence. So I completed my recon photos, and as I was leaving, I was about to step on the road to head back to the southwest when I look west to the town, and I see this figure with a big yellow barrel in his hands running down the middle of the street. And he's probably like a quarter mile up the road from me. So I'm still in the grass. I'm not on the road yet. I'm wearing my ghillie suit. I know he can't see me. It's really dark. I got my ghillie suit on. If anything, he probably just thinks I'm a bush. So I'm like, you know what? Quick thinking. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. I'm here. He's coming with the barrel. He's got his hands full. I'm wearing a ghillie suit. It's very dark out. It's raining. It's windy. I can ambush this guy straight up. So I go back and I get myself in a prime position where I have a good view of his gate where he will be standing to unlock it. And that's my plan. As soon as he drops the barrel and starts unlocking his gate, I'm going to unload on this guy. But this is my first actual ambush. I really had no idea my adrenaline would be pumping this fast. My heart rate was probably at least 140, 150. I mean, there is kind of a lot on the line. I worked really hard for the ghillie suit that this guy has and all the gear that he has, and I really don't want to blow this. My teammates depending on me too. So I'm wielding just a KA-74U. It's like a knockoff of the AK-47, like subcompact version. It's a very basic submachine gun. Fires 5.45 rounds. There's no suppressor on it. You can't attach any sights. I got a ghillie cover on it. That's about it. And really, I've never really shot this thing. I never went practicing with it. I maybe shot a couple rounds out of it just to see what it sounds like and feels like. But I'm completely new with this gun, and I definitely never shot it in the dark. So this really is for me dropping behind enemy lines on D-Day, just waiting to see what happens. So as you can see, it all worked out, but yeah, definitely sketchy. It's like a perfect example of a rookie getting his first kill. Back it up here and kind of explain what happened. When I saw him walking from the road, I was happy he came from that way because I had a bush in between us, and I didn't know if he'd be able to see my breath or not. So I was trying to keep my guy looking down at the ground just in case. So as soon as he's gonna drop his barrel, I'm gonna stand up, kind of try my best to time it so he doesn't hear me stand up. I timed it a little late, but again, it's just I had so much adrenaline going through me and so much going through my mind, trying not to mess this up. So I aimed at my sights, I hold my breath, and I'm actually on target. I'm about to pull the trigger when I realize my guy's starting to translate left. And I didn't mean to be doing this, but obviously I am doing it. And the only thing I can think of in retrospect is my left hand must have been so tight on the controller that my thumb must have been just slightly pulling left. It's pretty crazy. Like when you shoot a real gun, it's those little things that will make you miss a mile. So it's kind of this, ironically, it's kind of the same thing here. So in a moment of panic, despite moving now behind kind of a bush between us, which kind of sucks, or these tall grass weeds or whatever they are, I just kind of panic spray, miss him. And I know I miss him because now I can see he's trying to run behind the house for cover. But obviously he's going to be in discombobulated confusion. And it really didn't help that this gun is absolutely blinding at night with the muzzle flash. I mean, that really caught me off guard. After I fired the first burst, I was completely blind. And that kind of led me to do more spraying and praying. So yeah, more than a few lessons are being learned here for both of us. So just more spraying and praying in the general direction. And I think on that last burst, I might have gotten him. So at this point, all I'm thinking of, damn, that was really loud. And I don't know who else is around. I don't even know if he's got another buddy inside the house. And that's when I hear one of the barrels that I've heard in his house before, the lid pop on or off. And so I just decide to bug out immediately because I'm thinking maybe there's somebody else in the house. So I wait across the street for a couple minutes, don't see any movement. So I decide to go back, grab the barrel that the guy was carrying, and trek my way back across the road into the field from which I came, into like a kind of wooded area. I drop it where it's hidden. I come back and I decide to see what kind of damage I can do to this gate. Now the gate again is half finished, so it's not at its full strength, but you can see it's still showing green. So I know the best way to destroy these gates, the fastest way, is to just drop a bunch of grenades by them. Now I've heard it takes, at least at one time it took 5, it might be more now. It could take up to 5 grenades to destroy this thing. So I'm thinking maybe with a half wall incomplete, maybe 3 or 4 grenades. So I drop mine and it's still green. No damage whatsoever, or at least none that's showing. So I immediately bug out in case someone heard that, and I go back to camp to grab another grenade and take the barrel back as well. So here's grenade attempt number 2. Still showing green on the gate. So I grabbed a couple axes, I took a couple swings, and I know how long it can take to dismantle a gate, even part of a gate, with just hand melee tools. So I'm just gonna bug out and call it a night for this one and just chalk it up for a win instead of risk it any further. So yeah, there you go. I guess what's so awesome about this game is that although you can play for days and have nothing really too exciting happen, when it comes to moments like this, it all floods in at once. All the adrenaline you could ask for. Looking forward to doing some of these more night ambushes. So ye be warned, you complacent land dwellers.